Alright, hello everybody. This is Submerged. This is a new game that just came out on Steam. It is an exploration platformer with a kind of a mysterious narrative to it. You're a lady with I guess your sibling who seems to be sick with some sort of parasitic disease that you're not quite sure what you're going to do about. And you set up camp on this little island in the middle of this world full of scariness. And you gotta go exploring all the buildings around to try and find the various things you need to survive. It's kind of open world and kind of sandboxy, but at the same time it might also be sort of scripted, and I haven't decided exactly which one it is yet because I haven't seen enough, but I have played about maybe 50% of the game so far, and, you know, I had some mixed opinions. I figured, hey, let's play through it, see what we can find, and discover what the end result of the storyline might be. So there we are. I'm going to go ahead and hit new game again from this. I think all the graphics settings, yeah, they should all be maxed out. Everything should look lovely as far as lovely goes. Here we go. New game, yes. It's a game about water. There's a lot of water. It's kind of solitude and oceans and stuff. It's got a little bit of like an Ico quality to it in a way, with the solitude element. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if they were inspired a bit by that. Actually, a little bit of Ico and a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus if each of the buildings is a Colossus, because you tackle them one at a time in that respect. Nope, it's a non-combat game, actually. It's not really that much like Wind Waker, although I obviously get the comparison. You spend not as much time on the boat as you would expect. It's a lot of climbing buildings. It's a Pong-like. Sacrifice your brother to the pyre. Actually, the comparison goes even further than what I just said with Shadow of the Colossus, because in that whole game, you're fighting an unknown evil, well, that you're not sure is evil or what, and the recipient of all your hard work sort of lies passed out for most of the game, and in this way it's just kind of like a reverse role. Your brother's the one passed out and you're the one looking for stuff. I don't know what the relationship is. I'm assuming they're related in some way. Also reminds me a little bit of Papo EO in the art design. Maybe not quite as vibrant as Papo EO, but definitely shades of it, I suppose. Pretty sure this is an Unreal Engine game, if I were to guess, but I don't know that 100%. Alright, so this is your character. We're going to play as this lady, and this is the boy that I was talking about. We need to go find some stuff for him. We're going to go bring him in here to this big old bongo drum. And actually, we're not going to put him on the bongo drum. The bongo drum. That would be too easy. We're going to put him over here on this little couch. You can't throw him in the water. Jim Sterling gave this 3 out of 10. Alright, well, it might be a bit of a controversial game. I'm kind of curious to know mostly what the story ends up being, but I did, like I said, play about half of it, and I wasn't super sold on it. I just wanted to go through it as a matter of rigor, I suppose, just to talk about it and see what we discover. Also, kind of curious to hear what all of your opinions are as well, so feel free to chime in. So yeah, there's not really language. We're given everything in a sort of pictographic manner that was sort of telling of there used to be a civilization, there were happy families and such. And this kid's got a pretty rough-looking scar cut on his belly. Looks like it's well on its way to becoming horribly infected. I need something to stop Taku's bleeding. So that's our character, or our brother's name, I guess, Taku. And there's back to go to the journal. There's our story, there's our story, our city's story, creatures and landmarks. As far as I'm aware, nothing can kill you in this. You can just take longer or shorter depending on how vigilant or well-informed you are about your surroundings. So first things first, I need to find something to stop Taku's bleeding. You see this thing in the water over here? It's like a freaking crazy whale. I imagine that would probably kill me. I don't think it does, though. Oh, and we got our first entry on our journal for creatures. The whale popped up just right away. There's no rush. I don't believe it matters how long you take. So we're going to go up to this building with the fallen American flags ripped apart on it. Is this a metaphor for corporate America? This is how we learn to move. We can accelerate with right trigger, reverse with left trigger. Need to boat over and climb that building. We've also got a map somewhere, if I can remember. Yep, there it is. We've got nothing uncovered on it yet, but there's 60 secrets, and we want to move toward those big ol' red crates. That's where all the storyline progression happens. These little red flower chunks, these tend to indicate sort of like Mirror's Edge points of interest or access points. They seem to get out of the way when you boat over them, so that's kind of nice, I suppose. And you can't, like, break your boat by smashing into anything, either. This is Lioness Hotel. Silly game, boats don't climb buildings. You know, the other game this reminds me a little bit of is Enslaved. Which, actually, I've been meaning to try that on the stream at one point. I've played a bit of it, but I didn't play far enough to really have, like, a super strong opinion of it. Oh, I gotta show you what's up with those birds in a little bit, but there'll be plenty of opportunities. There's a funny little thing with them. They kind of wave, like, as if they were sitting on the water all the time, even when they're not on the water. So it's an apocalyptic future. That's kind of what they're leading you to believe, but they weren't really clear about it. The story is in part a tale of these two characters, as well as it is a tale of the environment around us as well. Oh, that's a lot of bugs. You gonna get out of the way, or I'm just gonna walk through you, I guess. Whatever. Maybe they'll bite me and give me some sort of disease. Spoilers, that actually happens. Not necessarily because of the bugs, but, you know, you could presume. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm blocking with my head over here, it's just 2 button prompts. There's one for back for the journal and X for the map, so after like 10 seconds of that, you don't really need to see those anymore, which is, you know, probably suitable that I've got my face in front of it. So this is a bit of information over here. We're going to walk over this. I don't believe I can fall off of this even if I try. Yeah, no, I can't. It's actually just fixed. I can turn around and I can walk across it, but there's no skill involved with the traversal here. You may have seen I tweeted something, like 4 or 5 days ago that was like, I'm really not a fan of platforming games that are actually straight up linear, like quick time event in their platforming. That's kind of what this is, because you can't really botch stuff, you just go on or don't. But I'll show you more about that in a sec. The only real challenge here is to be observant enough to recognize the various divergent points that you can go on. There are certain places where you'll go sort of on a side road and end up encountering something. Namely, you know, another box or info piece that you need to deal with. Is that tree floating above that building? I'm pretty sure it is, actually. Look at that. Off in the distance, the one straight above my head. It looks like there's actually, yep, just transparency underneath it. It's not fully seated on the base of the building. 1 of 60 swirls. Alright, so now we need to figure out a way up. Oh, look, there's that. Let's go up. And a beacon signifies a progress point. This in particular is a very useful beacon. And actually, we can get a little view before we head on. So this is where we started, was right across the way there. Up in the clock tower, you'll see there's something shining above. We'll head out over there soon enough. And I saw a couple of, like, really great opportunities for puzzles that seemed squandered when I played a little bit earlier. Yeah, the game has moments of being pretty, but I think the animation might spoil it a little bit. But we'll talk more about that. This scene right here, like, this loading screen is really pretty. When they draw it out, like, man, that's lovely stuff. And the music's really good as well. Alright, so she tends to... what was his name again? Zaku or something? Got some bandages on the chest, but without anything to cleanse the wound. It's like, well, I guess you're keeping foreign infectants from getting in there, but it's a rough life. She's so worried about him, she's not even going to sleep on her own, like, flat pedestal. So there's, like, a warrior dude goes in a boat, warrior dude catches, or warrior lady, doesn't really matter, catches fish, brings fish home, shares fish with family. Keeping his intestines in. I think it was a little high for that, wasn't it? I don't know. I need to find more of those crates. So we just woke up. We're immediately going to leave him again. And that reveals more of the story. And here we go. So now we've got this thing here that we can kind of inspect around the world. And eventually, it'll kind of pick up these little moments where we can grab and lock onto stuff. You'll see if I look long enough, they'll eventually pop up every so often and add locations to our map that we can explore. You just have to be sort of like within a few degrees of it, and then it'll like lock on, and then you just move over to it. So there's our next crate. Crates are great. Crates are what reveals the next progress point. We're going to go to that eventually. But if you want, you can go in any order you want. You don't really have to hurry along a certain set path. For example, sort of like in Prince of Persia 2008 or whatever it was, just kind of climb up some walls, see what you can find. For example, this place in particular should let me go up higher, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any kind of like Metroidvania qualities to it other than getting the telescope thing or the looking glass, whatever you want to call it. That neither of those are the correct word for that, but once you can see the locations, you can get a high vantage point and just like scope out as many as you can, and then they'll all be marked on the map, and then just do like a big sweeping look across it all. Did you ever finish Dream? I got up to like the very end of it, and then the game broke or something, so I don't know what the actual proper ending was. I could probably come back to it now that it's over, or now that it's rather released. So this freaking clock right here, I thought this would be such a good example for a puzzle. There's a jump that comes up that like you need to get near the clock, and I thought like, wouldn't it be really smart if the only way to get to the top of this tower was to go back to it at just the right moment, and then the hands of the clock make like a bridge you can climb across. That would require a little bit of forethought before you head up. So we got another bit of info. Now we're going to look out from the top. There is an actual day-night cycle, and it doesn't really matter, as far as I'm aware, whether it's day or night for any reasons. Oh, okay, I've locked onto a thing that I couldn't see, but there it is. Maybe there's something I can use up there. And we're just going to kind of scope around for a while. Got that one. I'm going to stay as zoomed out as possible, because I'm not sure it really matters if you're in or out. Is this tower heist? It may as well be sometimes. Nothing there? Thought I would have seen more. Oh, one right there. But there's also one in the water, I guess. Another boat. The crashed boats in the water seem to add to, like, your ability to dash as a boat. I guess you, like, salvage parts from them or something that allows your boat to have more stamina. Boat stamina. We'll get one in a second, you'll see. Oh, under that big old horse. Another crate. And all of a sudden, we've got some options. You can see right there, those are some climbing points. Got some flowers to look at. Alright, I should probably get a move on, because I don't think I'm going to see much more here. Also, we've got a few crates now mapped. There's 3 different options we could head toward. So, shall we depart? How did I get down? Oh, there it is. You can't really, like, fall from things. You just kind of go down. Like, if you see an edge, you'll just walk in the way that's safest. There we go. I think that's about as far as she'll fall. There's also some creatures that we'll run into, and I think I broke the scripting on one of them once, because I don't think you're supposed to be able to walk very close to them, and it, like, didn't know I was there, and I walked up right next to it. And it didn't kill me or anything, because I don't think that's a possibility, but it just seemed a little broken or something. Alright, maybe that could have been patched, actually, because I played several days ago. Let us go to... Where's the nearest boat? Isn't there one right over here? Yeah, there we go. Boost! Left bumper. Doesn't really work all that well until you're actually accelerating. Also, the boat is, like, really, really slidey. I guess it should be, but, like, all of the leverage point happens on the front, so you're just, like, squiggling back and forth a lot. So I can stop at any point right now and start locking onto stuff in the distance. Oh, I probably should have stopped moving for that to work better. Pass or buy on this game? I think it's a little expensive. Maybe wait for it to be on sale or keep watching to decide for yourself. I had some mixed opinions of it. Again, I think it's beautiful at times. I think the animations are kind of janky, and I think the overall gameplay is a bit reductive on the whole. I mean, it kind of has that Ubisoft quality of, like, climb up towers and then look for other things to do. So if you're into that kind of thing, I guess it could be interesting. And also if you're into the story of this, which is, I admit, a little bit enigmatic. I don't think the game is all bad, but I definitely don't think it's nearly one of my favorites in the last while. And again, that's based on about, like, an hour and a half or something of playtime so far. Have you named the boat? This is my SS Lifesaver. As we're going out into the city, we're going to find all the tools and gear in order to bring this young boy back to life. Hopefully. I don't actually know what happens. We're going to find out. Got a shiny there. So we're on a reconnaissance mission right now. We really could start climbing more buildings, but... Oh, why won't that one lock on? Too far away? Oh man, that building is covered in sparkles. The building is like a captain of sparkles. I guess I'm the captain of sparkles if you think about it. Don't think too hard. That's the lamest name for a boat I've ever heard. Like, I could steal Dexter's name and call it the Slice of Life. I'm not good at naming boats. I never have been. It's a character flaw of mine. Let's go with Frank. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Now, there's nothing lock-onable for that building for some reason. Alright, let's pick a package. Maybe we'll pick this building because we were so attracted to it anyway. Seems to have 3 sparkles. How do we get in? Let's look for red flowers, maybe? Like around here? There we are. Press A to climb this building. Atlas Island. Bioshock much? Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to walk slightly over. Sometimes they'll be a little cheeky and they'll hide stuff, like edges and stuff that you can't really see very well near a bunch of bushes. We're gonna go right around this corner. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go over, then we're gonna go up. Yeah, that was funny, actually. I saw Rob sign on to play this, like, the exact same moment that I was going to. Just a coincidence. Oh, thanks, Sonny. I'm glad you like these. I like doing these. Why can't you just smash a window and look for med packs? You know, well, you can't really get too into the logic of all of this, because, yeah, you're right, that would probably make more sense rather than scaling the outside of the buildings. I gotta remember to show you the weird wavy birds. What are you? Some kind of fungus man over there. Wait, can I go right? No, I see him there. It's kind of dark. I could turn the gamma up a little bit. Also, wait. Why didn't I see that? Is there a pipe leading to that? Pretty sure we'll get that eventually. Is there gamma in the game? Graphics. There, we can turn the brightness up a bit. This is probably going to be too bright now, but let me know what you think. I mean, it is night out, so it probably should be slightly dark. Here we go. You don't have to worry too much as you go down some of these scaling puzzles, because you'll just kind of, like, find your way pretty easily. Look, people in the water. So I wonder if the brother has bled out yet. You've only been gone half the night. Yeah, the time scale, I mean, there's not much of a sense of urgency. Given that he's got this dire wound, which, you know, all reality that we understand and accept, wounds mean you've got a timeline that you're working on. And this game is definitely more meandery and doesn't really force you to hurry or anything like that, so... I'm not sure how I would have felt about it if it did force you. But perhaps, as a certain way to begin the game, that might have been interesting. Now, work with the timeline, and then it lets you go after you've stabilized him or something like that. Just to kind of force you into some tutorial kind of elements. How's it going? It's going just fine, thank you for asking. Alright, we've got another thingamajig. 4 out of 60 things. Climb up that, please. Oh, this is a one-way route. Okay. Yeah, we've got to go back around the outside now. If NL played, he would have just mercy killed Taku. I don't even think that's an option, but you're probably right. Hey, it's a little muffin. So the whole challenge is try not to miss paths. It's like those awkward moments in Uncharted when there's like a bunch of different ways you can climb. And if you take the wrong way, you just have to go around a long way again. We're doing a lot of that stuff. Is there a way up here? I don't think there is. I want to not go back down because this is the way that resulted in me having to go on a loop again. NL would have eaten him too. Oh, really? We're already trapped by this point? I needed to just keep going up, evidently. Oh, no, there's no up there, actually. Don't worry, she'll climb forever. She won't fall. Alright, this time we're not going to go on the same loop. How do you feel about seafood in special fried rice? What's special about it? I like fried rice, and I like seafood, generally. So I probably feel pretty positively about the whole experience. No reason to go that way. It's just kind of like a superfluous ledge. Okay, this time I want to climb for the top. Is this the way up? This could be the way up. I see maybe the flags are actually our visual guideline to push us ahead. Shrimp and fried rice? Sounds great to me. I like that stuff. Oh, I didn't actually tell her to go down there. I was just kind of looking over this edge to make sure there was another thing. I hear an interesting sound right up above me. Oh, this is the crate already. Alright, before I grab that, because that triggers the cutscene that brings us back home again. Which is another thing I'm not sure if I want. I think it should ask you, do you want to return home? Because you might still be scoping out a building and not quite ready to leave, and if you forget that and hit the button and pick up that item, well, it's just over for you. See, there's actually more to the building if you keep going up. Forgot to show you the birds again. What's going on in this game? We're trying to find medical supplies to help our sibling, who is crucially wounded at home. Home being the little island we've made for ourselves. Alright, so there's some more skyscrapers in the water. Probably look over this ledge to see if there's any quick spots. I should also use this a little bit. Guarantee I'll find something here. Anytime you want to be daylight again, more than welcome to. No, already got that one. Oh! There's our signal. I think that's like right across from where we start. What do I think of this game so far? I'm pretty mixed as well on it. It's a very simple game, kind of wrapped up in a lot of other stuff that doesn't necessarily complement it as well as it could. Alright, so there's like a whole bunch of different options for us to go pursue later. I just want to look over this edge and see if there's anything directly below us. It's got to be a hell of an obnoxious cleanup for final items in this one if you don't get everything along the way. Wait, I'm not ready yet. No, alright, you know what? I've embraced this. Let's go down. You can only be told what to do so many times before you just go with it. Is this that post-society E3 game with robot dinosaurs? No, but I definitely want to play that game too. We got a lighter. Now, I believe each one of those crates is one step in, like, the chapters towards the end. So, once we get all the crates, I presume we reach the end of the journey. Would you say this game is anything like Dear Esther with a collectathon? Dear Esther was a little bit more linear, so you were kind of seeing new stuff the whole time. This one feels like it's kind of taking you down the same road a lot of times in a row. Because the gameplay loop is essentially, go get an item, watch a little story cutscene, go back home, go find another island, go scope out another item, go pick it up, return home. Alright, warrior gets on boat, rain, drowned. Oh, that's cool. Welcome to the chat. Sorry, I'm not sure who the dev is here. But thank you for stopping by. I might have just missed a couple messages. Sorry about that. Alright, need something for Taku to drink. Hang on. Let me just... Actually, you know what? Let's look at our map for a second. These are our options. We've got 4 different buildings, 4 different directions. There's also a boat I haven't gotten on the other side there. What do you think would make the game better? Just a little bit to spice it up a little bit, like have a few moments where maybe you make some discoveries that are like inside one of the buildings, maybe you do a little bit of off the rails kind of thing. Just something to make it so it's a little bit less just always climbing. I think that would add something to it for me anyway. Like, the story, I kind of appreciate that it's not bashing you over the head for the most part. You can kind of take it at your own pace. But it certainly didn't, like, make the difference for me. I think the minute-to-minute gameplay is more what that's about. Also, if the platforming was, like, off-rails would probably have made a difference to me as well. Like, if I could just climb up this, like, anything that looks like I can jump to it, or if I had a jump button instead of all of them are just prompts, that probably would have helped a little bit as well. So we got another piece there. The other boat is to my right and back. Sick drifts with your boat. Yeah, you're forced to learn how to do sick drifts in this game. It's a matter of survival, as it always has been. I do appreciate the little, like, compass on the top that shows you what direction stuff is in. Have I not discovered dolphins yet? Because I feel like I haven't. Do I have to look at them with the... Oh, there we go. No, no, stop moving. I was going to lock on and then got a little carried away. There's a thing. Location added. Let's... Can we pull back more? No, that's as far back as it goes. Oh. When... Did I just see that? I didn't even notice them, actually. Does it do a little moment where when you notice a piece of wildlife with your spyglass, does it, like, zoom in on them and show you that you saw it? Because I feel like I've missed those a couple of times. Alright, let's scope out. There's probably another boat around somewhere. Like, right here, this is a really lovely shot. That's quite pretty. I like that there's a little wind moving through everything. Again, the audio design, really well done. It definitely gives you a sense of weight. You know, this is a sort of a solo, forlorn, kind of restrictive journey that this character is going through. They just haven't been on screen. Oh, they have to be on the screen long enough. Got it. Oh, Uppercut Ed. That must be you, huh? Welcome to the stream. You must be the developer. What's going on over there? I saw a little bit of glitter or something happening. Okay. I need to proceed onward to the next box. The box is in this direction.